We want to just have an opportunity to recognize Julius Halas. For those of you who don't know, Julius was the state fire marshal for Florida for how many years? 13 years. Thank you. And I can speak personally to what a good friend Julius has been to the University of Miami and the Firefighter Cancer Initiative. I don't know a better advocate for the need for research in the fire service to understand the complex etiology of cancer onset and progression. Julius is a friend, he's a conspirator, and he's definitely a collaborator. And I think all of you know that much of the work that we do at the University of Miami is actually informed by the ideas and inspiration of firefighters. And certainly, Julius has been at the top of who has given us ideas that lead to the results that change lives. Julius retired, and when our very special firefighters retire, we like to honor them with, Julius, come on up here, but please come around so you don't trip. We like to honor them with a lab coat that identifies them as a citizen scientist. And so Julius, besides being the former state fire marshal, a firefighter, is now a citizen scientist, part of the Firefighter Cancer Initiative Hall of Fame. And we are so grateful for everything he has done for us over these years to support this work. Come on, Julius.
There you go. You got your lab coat.
Man. Wow. Wow, thank you very much. And I also have the challenge coin that you gave me in Tallahassee several years ago. So I wore my University of Miami pin today, and Erin caught up on that. She didn't notice that I had my FSU hand sanitizer bottle sitting off to the side. So they've won me over, so I root for Miami now, unless they're playing FSU. But every other game, the whole rest of the year, and scrimmage games, anything else. You know, no, in all honesty, this has been a labor of love, you know. For those of you that know some of the things we've done, like Casey Grant. Casey, you're out there? Well, Casey's always saying the great things we're doing in Florida, and that should be a model, and thank you, Casey. But because I was very involved with the NFPA, we're a major NFPA state, and Casey and I used to do some collaboration back when he was with NFPA. But the most important thing is that, you know, we work together. And I remember the first time that I needed to call the University of Miami 8 years ago, you mentioned about the grant. Now, the grant money, over $10 million now in the last 8 years. But let's hear it for that. And I won't take too long, but you got to appreciate this. So Joanne can appreciate this because, you know, sitting in the director's seat now, and she's going to do an awesome job, by the way. And so the Florida legislature, the House and the Senate approved the grant in appropriations bill. And the governor approved it into law and didn't veto it. And then it comes to us and goes into the state fire marshal budget. And now I got to call the University of Miami and tell them they got to agree to this 100-page contract of terms and conditions. And I'm thinking, how am I going to send that message and everything? Fortunately, your staff said, oh, that's okay. We get a lot of grants from the state, and we're used to all that red tape, so don't worry about it. I was like, oh, thank God. You know, it's like, oh, my goodness. But anyway, you can appreciate that is that somebody does have to administer the grant. But because of those deliverables, we'd work hours and hours, you know, between our staff and the staff right here and their team to come up with what can be done with this grant money. And I could tell you they put tremendous effort and knowledge and expertise into that. So by the time we all sign off on the grant, including CFO Jimmy Petronas now and many years ago, Jeff Atwater, but it was a pleasure to sign off because we could see the great work that was going to be done. And here's the fruits of that labor. So congratulations to you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, let's get a
Yes, pictures,
Come
please.
get
in the middle with your
award.
Where did